Do y'all think I need an alignment? I think so, a little bit. This is my 2011 Denali HD with 180k miles on stock suspension. And as you can see, there's a lot of side-to-side movement. My factory idler and pitman arm are pretty worn out, and you can definitely feel that when you're driving. Worn out front end parts can lead to improper alignment and lack of steering responsiveness and handling. Don't worry, I'm about to show you guys exactly how to fix this. Shout out to Mondo at Elite Innovations for this very expensive snap-on pitman arm remover tool. This is an HD pitman arm removal tool. Why don't you have one of these, man? You got everything else snap-on and Mako.
I know, man. It's just, yeah, struggling in life right now.
Here we have the Kryptonite's ultimate front-end package sitting right next to GM's factory steering. Just look at the size difference. Kryptonite versus stock GMC tie rod. If you're thinking about doing boosted launches, at least upgrade to Kryptonite's tie rods. And then we have this extremely beefy center link. Here we have the Kryptonite's idler and pitman arm kit installed. Just look how beefy they are. I feel so much better already. I already know my steering is going to be extremely firm. One of my favorite parts about using Kryptonite products is that not only are they beefy, but they also offer lifetime warranty. In fact, I think they actually encourage you to test it beyond its limits. With top-notch customer support, all you have to do is reach them at email or phone. But lastly, I do want to emphasize that these products come pre-greased, so no need for you to grease them after installing these components. I have personally over-greased these components myself, so I want to relay this message to you guys. Alright, we had to put the stock wheels back on the Denali because I'm about to take the truck over to the alignment shop. As you can see, the camber and caster needs to be adjusted a good bit. Cambered out, and the toe and everything's pretty bad too. So I know Wendell over at Mason's Garage, he's gonna get this truck straightened up and it's gonna ride so good when we're done. While we're there, I'm gonna ask him if we can turn the keys up slightly, because I do believe the truck is sagging a little bit, so I don't want that at all. I want it to be completely leveled. Y'all think I need an alignment? I'd say so. Good thing we're getting one right now.
About 45 and 7/8 there. No, that's about even there.
It's about even
Yeah.
on this side? Well, if it's even, I don't want to be squatting or anything like that. About 45 and a half?
No.
Almost 46?
Yeah, 46. The others were, it's right around the 47, 45 and 3/4 to 45 and 46 and 8. Okay, same thing there.
Okay.
So.
And then center the steering wheel.
Hmm.
Oh, you're just moving it left and right, turning it.
Touch the screen. Right, that way, and come back this way. And the caster's your steering angle. It's not a tire wear angle. Okay. And as you can see, we got a lot of red.
Oh yeah.
Now,
covered in red.
ignore the toe there because steer head may not be right, but caster and camber, these are our numbers for sure. Do that. I'm going to do it on the turn plates and we'll show the bar graphs. So that's where we are. So we're going to start off by adjusting that front upper control arm on this one.
Okay.
That'll be a rear lower control arm, which you remember is the fun one. Oh.
Does that help at all? The rock lights? And if it's blinding, just let me know.
What we don't want to do. We are on camber, but not on caster. So I checked the spec. The spec on this truck is a half a degree.
Mm-hmm.
It was at a full degree. So that told me, hey, I got to back off. Backing off on camber, whether you're on the front eccentric or the back eccentric, means you're bringing the eccentric down. Because you're too positive, meaning this is sticking out, you're wanting to push it in
Okay.
with the adjustment.
So let me ask you this: since we do a lot of lift kits, what's something we should know about doing an alignment on a lift kit that most people wouldn't know or do?
Well, in terms of what a lift kit's going to do,
I guess like if we put a lift kit on it, we need an alignment.
mm-hmm.
What is something that we should know going into getting an alignment?
The thing that you're probably going to mess up the most is the steering angle, which is caster.
Okay.
In terms of camber, it shouldn't really matter because you're supposedly picking up both sides, right? You're not
Right.
changing any angles. You know, if somebody was come to me and go, "Hey, this thing's set to factory. I'm going to put a lift kit on it. What can I do to help you out and make the alignment easier?" I'd probably tell you just to put the factory plugs in it and let it come back that way.
Okay.
Now, you take these things off, and you don't have that, you know what to do? Just lift them straight up. It's a heck of a lot easier on these heavy trucks to pull these eccentrics down than to try to pull them up. All right, so now, these two outweighing each other, and now I gotta go to the back.
Yeah, we have Firestone around here that told us that they didn't even mess with camber and caster after we lifted the truck. They only did the toe.
Well, that's because, you know, at that point, you're no longer, you no longer have the factory geometry.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of lift kits, and this is something you can pay attention to, a lot of lift kits will send, hey, here are the specs.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the specs that you should set this truck to after you align it. And I get a handful of those. Sometimes Armando might be one. I found that a lot of them, especially rough country, it's the same thing as the factory. Because what that's going to pull, the specs that it's going to pull for me to work off of, is what the factory specs were.
Yeah, his so they only adjusted his toe, and about 15,000 miles later, he had to get new tires.
Well, yeah, because the camber's either too positive or too negative, and it's it's too positive, it's wore out the outside edge of your tire. If it's
Yeah.
too negative, it's wore out the inside.
Yep. So
And
it was the inside of his tires.
If cross-caster is more than 1.5 degrees apart, the vehicle's going to pull. So it's not going to wear the tire out, but it's going to put you in a ditch or in the other lane. You're going to have to be careful and try to keep cross-caster in the green.
Okay.
That's it for that.
So essentially, we're running out of adjustment.
Yeah, look, see, we're maxed out.
Oh, maxed out right there.
Yeah. So, what's our spec? Alright, so now we can still bring it down just a little bit more. Adjust in the front. Out with that mess right there.
Yep.
And now we're down here.
Okay.
Lots of green other than our caster, which we've already talked in depth about.
Okay.
You want a copy of that?
No, I'm good. It looks way better than before.
Oh yeah, yeah. All the angles, these two camber, these two toe, those are the ones that wear out your tires. And now you can see they're all in green.
Perfect.
This one we would have liked to have gotten a little further, but we ran out of adjustment. So, and your steer head is
That's
right,
good.
which means your steering wheel's straight.
One thing I can say with confidence is that the alignment after Mason's Garage does the work. It is absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at that. I could look. No hands, Ma. No hands. I mean, their alignment is just phenomenal. And also, with Kryptonite's ultimate front end kit, I mean, the steering is so firm. Look at this. It is so firm. There's no play whatsoever, and it actually feels beefy whenever I'm moving the steering wheel. Now, the only thing right now is that I don't have the sway bar end links in. I need new bushings. So once I do that, it should handle slightly better. But honestly, I am always so impressed by Kryptonite's front end components for these GM vehicles, and getting an alignment done over at Mason's for this 2011 GMC Sierra 2500. I wouldn't even want to trade this in for a brand new truck with brand new front end components from the factory, because what I've done here is I have upgraded all the weak points on these GM trucks. Even with the lift kit and bigger wheels and tires, it handles better than stock, because I have upgraded and beefed up all the weak points of these GM vehicles, and it just handles so much better. And this is one thing I've done on every single one of my vehicles, upgrading the front end components, because I just know I can handle my truck with confidence, even running bigger lift and wheels and tires. So if your front end is feeling sloppy and you want to beef up the front end components, make sure to go check out jwmotorsportsco.com and order Kryptonite components there. You are going to be extremely impressed. All right, the Denali hasn't started in probably 3 weeks, so I could say this is technically a cold start. batteries are dead. Alright, today's agenda, new calipers and new sway bar end links. I got Master Mechanic Devin over here who refuses to use my Harbor Freight tools because he's all about, you know, Matco and Snap-on tools. These fancy tools will hopefully make our job a lot easier today. And this is honestly the real reason why I haven't been driving the Denali. For one, I've been needing to put the sway bar end links, which it's not that big of a deal to drive without it, but my brake, this side, it's been seizing up, and I didn't realize until after I got it back from the alignment, and I had to stomp on the brakes to stop really quick, and then my truck jerked to the right. I live about, what, 10 minutes from Devin's house, and just driving here, my rotors are hot. I can feel the heat, like right now.
Oh yeah, you definitely got one stuck.
Yeah, so
remember, we couldn't get this off there when we did the lift, so
yep.
the slide pins are probably seized. And it's probably factory rotors too. I mean, calipers.
Oh, for sure. And you guys remember when I first bought this truck, the whole transformation, everything was kind of rusted out in terms of like surface rust, and it didn't seem bad. But the lesson learned here is that I'll probably never buy another vehicle from up north or from out west, even if it's minor surface rust, because when you get used to having a vehicle, obviously like Devin's truck that's been in Georgia all of its life, it sucks having to deal with rust. I know there's people up in Canada or like New York or up in Wisconsin probably laughing at us for complaining about minor surface rust, but if you don't have to deal with it, why deal with it? You know what I mean? It makes the job a lot harder, and I mean, this just looks so bad. All right, let's go ahead and get the job started. What's the first step here?
All right, first step is take the tire off. Then we're going to take the mounting bolts to the whole assembly off, which is 1, 2, that's connected to the knuckle. And then pretty much you're ready to pull it off. But before you pull it off, I'd always recommend to go ahead and do this instead of trying to get it up here. Then you're leaking brake fluid right here. You'd rather leak brake fluid right here. Always get you a drain pan. And then it's pretty much a straight swap over.
All right.
Get you a clamp to clamp off the brake fluid hose, so you don't have, if you got a hard line, try to find a soft line somewhere so you can clamp it off. Either way, it will leak a little bit because you do have fluid inside the caliper as well. So, I mean, once you take it off, you gotta get the brake pads out, sand them down to make them nice and smooth. Put it back on. That's about it.
Good. Have you done a lot of brake jobs?
Tons.
Yeah. My boy Devin got my brake pads all greased up for me.
Yep.
So I don't end up in this situation again, but also won't be exposing my truck in salt and snow. Maybe a couple of times, because I do plan on taking this truck to go snowboarding. Way better. Brand new calipers. Looks way better compared to... Oh yeah. Got the brake calipers done thanks to Devin and not thanks to Robbie. But yeah, here is a long overdue of the walk around video of my LML Duramax with the 5-inch ready lift kit. Swapped over to stocks, and that's because it just makes it a lot easier to get an alignment done. Also didn't want to mess up the brand new tires driving over to the alignment shop. So it's kind of nice to have some stock wheels handy. I have another set of 2414 Hostels on the way for this truck, but I think for now I like the practicality of the stocks, and I don't know if I want to keep the 5 stars or go back to the 2020 plus Denali wheels. Personally, I like that look better than the 5-star because these have been around for a while, and a lot of people run this setup. and not too many people run the 2020 Plus setup. So I think I'm gonna do that. But here we have the 5-inch ready lift. It's really dirty right now. I haven't washed it since we did the lift. And we finally did the sway bar end links today. New calipers. And what else? Oh, I had to charge the batteries because the batteries were completely dead last night. We were supposed to do the calipers yesterday, but my truck wouldn't start, and it was kind of getting late, so I was like, I'll just bring it first thing in the morning after I charge the batteries all night. Batteries are good for now. Hopefully I don't have to buy 2 new batteries because they're expensive.
Yes, they are.
It's like $300 a piece, isn't it?
Yeah, especially I like to go with interstate batteries, and they are proud of themselves, but they're worth it. And it all makes sense now, because especially I put the lift kit on, I was driving and my truck just felt so sluggish. And I'm like, I know for a fact putting a 5-inch lift does not slow the truck down this much. And it literally felt like something was just dragging it down. And it was the front calipers that were stuck. They were seized up and stuck, slowing the truck down physically. So now, oh yeah, the truck just feels so much faster. This is what I was missing out on, honestly. Kind of embarrassed to say it, but there is no telling how long that caliper was seized up. I want to say I'm pretty blessed that nothing serious happened, and I found out before something did happen. So, oh yeah, truck definitely runs a lot nicer, more efficient now. It doesn't feel like something is dragging it down, and it's definitely a lot more fun to drive. But let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this video. I wanted to share the Kryptonite idler and pitman arm kit with you guys because it is essential to do maintenance on these vehicles. And if you're gonna put bigger lift, wheels, and tires and still be able to have better handling than stock, look into Kryptonite's front end parts. They are available on JW Motorsports. But look at this. There is no play at all. Absolutely zero play. And it feels better than driving my 2020, because the 2020, they are notorious for having intermediate shaft. There's a little play in intermediate shaft, and it makes a clunking sound, and GM hasn't been able to fix it. There is a service bulletin for it, and there is not a solid fix. You could take your truck to the dealership and they can replace it for you, and I've had so many people tell me that it fixed it for a little bit and then the issue came right back. So I like the way my old LML rides, especially after you modify it and make it exactly how you want it.